Hello there guys, welcome to Star Wars Comics, and today I bring you Vader comic issue number 18, and with that, let's get this video started. We open on a puzzled Tarkin, long away from home on the planet Chandar's Foley in the Outer Rim. He was sitting close to campfire, contemplating. Back when the hunt started, there were 19 of them in the crew. Now only 8 of them remain. Suddenly, someone approaches Tarkin, told Tarkin that they have him in their sights. He is towards the northwest. Tarkin picked up the binoculars. He too saw him. It was Darth Vader. The crew was hunting the Dark Lord of the Sith. He was wearing the skin of a Veloth, the apex predator of the planet, who is both huge and deadly. This creature could blend into its background, making it invisible, and so it does for Vader as well, now that he is wearing its skin. What's even more impressive is that Vader had killed this creature without his lightsaber, because at this time it was Tarkin who was holding on to it. Now the crew had to move along. With them was Hardhear, whose species could hear extensively. Since Vader loudly breathes, Hardhear would be able to hear him coming from a mile away, especially now since he is cloaked and invisible. Tarkin recalls the days past. Even fire could not stop Vader. His passion to kill was relentless. Even though his lightsaber could not stop fire, it could stop the flamethrowers. One by one, his crew dwindled as Vader killed most of them day by day, although Tarkin could still track Vader with ease, using his experience and his mind. On the 4th day, the operation to relieve Vader of his weapon began, and although they succeeded in that, Tarkin lost 4 men in total. Whatever Vader did, Tarkin watched it closely with precision and studied it. Even though he continued to crush Tarkin's soldiers with the Force and without his lightsaber, Tarkin couldn't help but notice that Vader loves the reward of a close kill. He needed to dominate his prey from up close. Long-range kills were not his speciality or his passion. Later, the crew entered a crystallized canyon with the Chardafan soldier Hardhear in the front, trying to detect Vader, especially his breathing. However, this was a place of echoes, virtually no way to pinpoint his exact location, but suddenly Tarkin realized that they were lured into a trap. He yelled at them to run. One by one, Vader picked them off, killing only 2 of them before they actually escaped. Yurga suggested to Tarkin that they not settle here. These were known as the Stormlands, bad ground. Lightning could strike at any moment. Tarkin, however, had studied this planet extensively. He knew of the Stormlands, and they had no other choice. They had to camp here for the night. At night, Tarkin asked Sissin what does he hear, another Chardafan who was the cousin of Hardhear. He couldn't hear anything, he said. It was all quiet. And with that, Tarkin was relieved, kinda. But things could turn quickly. All of a sudden, Sissin is being choked. It was Vader. His camouflage wore off and he could be seen visibly choking Sissin. Tarkin suddenly realized what Vader had done. He must have deactivated his breathing apparatus in order to not be heard breathing. He didn't know Vader could actually do that. He choked Yurga too, and when the rest started firing their blasters, Vader quickly glanced at Tarkin and, using the Force, picked up his main weapon, his red lightsaber. Lunging and activating his blade, he immediately massacred both of Tarkin's soldiers, and now, at this moment of terror, only Tarkin remained alive. It was time to run. He tried his best to outrun Vader, staying far enough in order to not be caught by his Force abilities, since he knew the Force range that Vader had. He had studied that as well. But alas, he couldn't escape his fate. Tarkin was done running. He let go of his weapon and raised his hands in resignation, with Vader right behind him. He kneeled, ready for Vader to strike. But one thing that the Dark Lord of the Sith didn't know was that Tarkin was planning this all along. This moment was planned even before the hunt began. They were standing on the Stormlands, and here, the taller you stand, the quicker you die, as lightning struck at Vader with full force. Vader could barely breathe, and Tarkin said, "There, Vader, as we agreed." Suddenly, he called for a pickup ship, and the ship immediately appeared above them. Tarkin now goes on to explain everything. Some time ago, Vader had helped Tarkin on the planet Mon Cala during their invasion, and in return, Vader asked Tarkin for a very unusual request. Since Tarkin was known for his notorious strategic mind and tracking abilities, he wanted Tarkin to hunt him. And through all this, Tarkin seemingly had come out on top, and he literally was standing on top of Vader. But suddenly, his fingers started to twitch. Tarkin couldn't breathe. Even near death, Vader was not giving up. He choked Tarkin and came close to killing him, but then he released the governor. He still showed Tarkin the true power of the Sith. Tarkin realized that Vader's power was virtually incalculable, and in the end, how lucky they were that he is on their side. With that, we end today's issue, my friends, and boy, was it crazy. This was all done supposedly so that Vader could learn the tactics of Tarkin, how he hunts his prey, and could he actually outwork a great mind such as Tarkin's. It started mysteriously with you not knowing how the scenario came to be, but the ending is totally Vader, not giving up even if he was considered close to dead. If he goes down, he will take you down with him as well. Guys, leave any thoughts you might have about this down below and let's talk about it. Let's discuss this issue. If you enjoyed, leave a like and ring that bell to get notified of future videos. Have an awesome day, my friends, and may the Force be with you always.